Hello everyone. I welcome you to Study IQ platform. I am Kinsuk Parasar and today we are going to discuss about a very important topic. Recently, there was a news that the majority of Indians are willing to use artificial intelligence. And to be more precise, they are more eager to purchase items or purchase goods from those sellers who are making use of generative AI. In the last 1-2 years, you might have seen that there has been a lot of buzzword about ChatGPT, Bard, and they have been making the news. Sometime for their very much sophisticated use which is there, and at the other times also you might have seen that they have been there in news for some controversial things like they may cause unemployment, they may cause copyright violations. Okay. So there have been some debate about this artificial intelligence from time to time. And recently, there was a survey around it. And in that survey, it has been found that around 68% of Indians, they wants the businesses to protect consumers. That is true. But at the same time, they also want one more thing. They are more likely to purchase from those businesses which are making use of artificial intelligence or generative AI. Okay. So in this session, we are going to explore about what is this generative AI, what is this report saying about, what is this survey saying about, and then we will see what are the challenges related to generative AI. Okay. So see, when we talk about this report, it has been published, it has been released by one organization which is ThoughtWorks International. Okay. So now it has done a survey in more than 10 countries, including India, Australia, and other countries there. Okay. And on the basis of it, it has got certain results. What are the results? What is the result saying about India? It is saying that, like most Indians, they welcome this advance in technology, means they are welcoming this artificial intelligence, but at the same time, they also want to see that there must be some governmental regulations and safeguards in this regard. So on one hand, the Indians are forward looking in terms of technology, and at the same time, they also want government to come into picture, have proper safeguards and robust regulatory framework regarding the AI. Okay. See, as per this report, it has been said that around 69% of the Indians, they were very much excited about generative AI. Now, if we compare this with global average, it has been seen that at global average, according to this survey, it has been seen that the global average was around 30% of the people are very much excited about the generative AI. But in case of India, it has been seen that around 69% of the Indians are very much excited to see the change in the technology due to artificial intelligence. Okay. Now, as per this report, it has also been seen that around 80% of the Indians, they are saying that they are most likely to buy a business or to buy from a business that uses generative AI. Okay. So if certain businesses are making certain goods and they are using generative AI, if they are providing certain services, they are using AI, then it has been seen that 80% of the Indians, they are positive in this regard. They want to purchase goods from those businesses which are making use of artificial intelligence or generative AI. Okay. Then 68% has believed that there must be proper safeguards, and 90%, okay, 90% were in favor of businesses experimenting with AI, and at the same time 95% of the people, now this is a very big number, 95% felt that government regulations were needed, okay, so that these businesses can be accountable as well. So on one hand, we are forward looking in terms of technology, and at the same time, we also want that there must be proper framework. There must be a proper framework so that the businesses which are making use of generative AI, they should be accountable. They can be held accountable. Okay. So that is one of the recent development. Okay. Now, if we talk about this artificial intelligence, what exactly this is and what is this generative AI? Basically, when we talk about artificial intelligence, It is simply the simulation of the human intelligence by the computer systems or other machines. Okay. It is simply about the simulation of the human intelligence, means they are trying to copy the human intelligence. Now, one of the very remarkable thing of this technology is natural language processing. Natural language processing means, like, normally you see that the devices which are there, they operate in a different manner. They operate in the binary digits or qubits, like that. They operate in terms of bits or qubits. But when we talk about the artificial intelligence, okay, again, now what is its uniqueness? Okay, it has the ability to process the natural language in which humans are speaking. Okay, so this is one of the important, like you can say that, a keyword related to this artificial intelligence. If we look at artificial intelligence, it follows certain procedures. Like, it is a learning mechanism, it is a learning machine, it is a learning system. It learns from the different experiences, the different data which it is getting. Okay. Then it has also the ability of reasoning. Now here comes the human intelligence thing, that it is not just getting that information. Information is something which can be available for our normal systems also. But here what it is doing reasoning. It is trying to analyze, it is trying to process that data. Okay. So here comes artificial intelligence in a different manner. It is trying to process that data as well. And then the third step is, it has the ability of self-correction. Suppose that if there is some error, okay, if there is some error in the past, if it has committed some error in the past, it can learn from there, it can evolve from there. So it has the another ability, that is of self-correction. It can correct itself. And at the same time, it has also the ability of creativity. It can create an entirely unique thing. It can write poems for you, which is entirely new. It can create an image for you. Okay. It can create a video for you, which is entirely new. It can create a story for you, which is entirely new. Okay. So it has got unique creativity as well. So on one hand, it is learning, then it is reasoning also, it has the ability to self-correct itself, and then of course, it has the ability of creativity also. So that sets it apart from the normal computer systems which we have been using since ages. Okay. Now, if we talk about this generative AI, okay, so what is this generative AI? Generative AI is nothing but the advanced version of artificial intelligence. Okay. And this generative AI, it is learning how to take actions from the past data. Suppose it is interacting with humans. So while it is interacting with humans, it can now learn from the previous experiences. Okay. It can learn from those previous experiences, and in the future, it is going to respond in a better manner. It is going to respond in an evolved manner. So generative AI is something which is evolving day by day. Okay. It is evolving day by day. And this generative AI, it has the ability to create new content itself. Like, it can create a new text, it can create a new image, okay, even computer code. Okay. All these things can be made by the generative AI. Okay. So it can learn from the past experiences, it can start to evolve from there. For example, we have the ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT is also there in GPT-4 form. Okay. Then we have the Bard also. So there are some of the examples of generative AI which are frequently used nowadays. Now, you can make use of them to write a new story, to write a new essay itself, to write a new text, create some image as well, to create a video as well. Okay. So they are the potential of generative AI. They become creative, they become evolving, they become unique. Now, so they are some of the forms of AI, but the question is, what advantage we can get from there? Okay. What advantage we can be having from these creative AI or the generative AI? The first of thing is, we can have creative content generation. We can have generation of new content, new stories, new poems, new computer codes. All these things can be generated with the help of generative AI. The second important part is realistic simulations. Now, you might have seen in some of the Hollywood movies, in some of the Hollywood series also, that the simulation, the driving simulations can be provided. Okay. The driving simulations can be provided where people can be sitting in their home, and then what will happen that the simulations will be running that how you have to drive the vehicle. Okay. So driving simulations or other training simulations can be done with the help of generative AI. It can create new situations, it can evolve, and it can, like, suppose that if the people are getting some training, okay, they are making use of like, let us say they are making use of virtual reality and generative AI. Now, if they are training for certain sports, like let us say boxing or anything, then what can happen that they can have ever evolving practice methods. They can practice better. They can, like, the generative AI will evolve. Like, suppose it will copy your technique, it will evolve. Next time you will have to do better in order to beat the generative AI. Okay. So it can be providing a realistic simulations for training as well, training of the soldiers, training, driver training. Okay. So all these things are simple. The operators or the persons who are employed in factories, they can be given these simulations with the help of generative AI. Okay. It can also be used to create personalized user experiences. Personalized user experiences, like suppose if you are going to purchase certain types of clothes. Now, you might have a proper pattern, you might be liking a proper trend or something. So now, if the e-commerce operators or if the businesses, if they are making use of generative AI, they can give you personalized recommendation. That suppose if you are going to purchase a shirt, then with that shirt, what type of trousers you should be wearing, what type of pants you should be wearing, what shoes will go with it, what type of belt you can be using. If you are using some blazer or if you are using some tie or something like that, then it can give you recommendation that on the basis of these are the possible recommendations which you can make use of. So think about it. Now you no longer have to worry about what you are going to wear next in your friend's marriage, okay, or any such other party. So this is something which can again be done, personalized user experience. It is not only limited to shopping, it can be also about nutrition, it can also be about exercises. So these are the possible dimensions where generative AI can come into picture. Then we can talk about enhanced design process. Now, like if we talk about the present era, if we talk about the industry 4.0, we need new products, we need new designs. We need those designs which can be more suitable for people. So these generative AI, it can give us a number of prototypes. Like suppose if you are making use of telephones, if you are making use of any such device, let us say you are making use of a notebook, or you are making use of any such device like vehicles or anything. So what can be the different designs of it which can be more suitable according to the present requirement? Okay. It can also give you the different designs of the buildings which are there, which can be more accommodative. So this is some of the thing which can happen again with the help of generative AI. Okay. Then again, one of the major challenges of the present times is the climate, which is changing, the global warming, which is like continuously warning us. Okay. And now in all these cases, the generative AI, it can be used for climate modeling, weather forecasting, identifying the patterns, and then also suggesting the suitable options, suggesting the viable solutions which can be taken by the people. You might be aware that IPCC has said that even if we are going to complete all the NDCs which have been promised so far, still in that case, the temperature of the world is going to increase by around 3 degrees Celsius. Okay. So this is what, like, with the help of generative AI, now we can get more solutions that what needs to be done in order to keep it within that 1.5 degrees Celsius or 2 degrees Celsius. So this is where generative AI can again come into picture. Then, while it is true that it has huge potential, but at the same time, there are certain challenges also. The challenges are some ethical concerns like copyright. Now, what AI is doing, it is scanning all the information which is available on the internet. And then on the basis of that, it is creating some unique content. Now think about it. It can write a song for you, it can write a poem for you, but for that, it has taken inputs from various such songs, various such poems. And it will create a content which will not be even like having any plagiarism. But somehow it is copying from the other contents. It is not taking the permission. And it is even not giving the reference that, okay, we have taken the content from there. In case of this Bard, you may see that there is some reference also given there that we have taken this information from a particular website. But in case of ChatGPT, you will find that there is no such even reference given that on what basis they have got this information. So while they are creating unique content, but they are not, many of them are not mentioning the source. So copyright violations are one of the major concerns which have been highlighted by many experts regarding the use of generative AI. Okay. Then the second major concern is that of bias. Okay. Now, artificial intelligence or generative AI is based on the information which has been provided to it. Okay. It is based on the information that has been provided to it. And if the information has not been provided in a transparent manner, if there is some bias, the bias may be in form of social bias, racial bias, economic bias, it can take multiple forms. Okay. So if it is having that bias, then obviously it can get manipulated, it can get magnified by the use of generative AI. Just for an example, okay, like you know that from the British times, there has been a belief that certain tribal groups, they are more likely to adopt criminal activities. Now, if the same information has been fed with the artificial intelligence systems, then what would happen? It will make decision on the basis of the previous notion, on the previous stereotype that, okay, if the tribal group is belonging to a particular section, then it is more likely that they might be doing some criminal activities or they might be indulged in some criminal activities. Now, suppose that if the same AI is being used in judiciary or other such justice delivery systems, then it can be catastrophic. It can be full of bias. So that is one of the major challenges that generative AI or the artificial intelligence, it can show the bias. So that is also one of the challenges. Then cyber threats. It has emerged as one of the major challenge of generative AI. Now we know that generative AI can create unique content, but at the same time, it has also been seen that generative AI can create fake news as well. It can create a very much convincing fake news on the basis of some inputs which has been provided to it. And that fake news article can be as real as anything which is normally happening. Now, in this case, it can lead to certain problems in the society. Suppose that if it is like targeting any particular section of the society, or if it is trying to create some chaos in the society, then also it may become a crisis. It may become a problem. Okay. The AI can also be used to make deep fakes. It can be used to make those videos which are not real, but they will seem to be real. And in this case, again, it is one of the challenging aspects. Okay. Then the next important part is quality and reliability. Now you are UPSC aspirants. You might be aware that ChatGPT has failed to pass the UPSC examination. It has failed to pass the UPSC examination. So with all the resources which it is having, with all the information which it is having, it is not able to clear the UPSC examination. So what is the reliability of the data? What is the reliability of the output which it is providing to us? Is it reliable? Now that's a major challenge. Okay. In similar context, in other parts also, in other fields also, the information which it is providing, the output which it is providing, will that be of standard quality? That remains a question for ChatGPT or other generative AI right now. Okay. Then the other time is computational resource and training time. For training of a generative AI or such similar machines, it will take huge time. It will also require a number of skilled personnels. Okay. It will require huge amount of time as well. And that is also a challenging aspect of AI in the present times. Okay. So these are some of the challenges of generative AI, or you can simply talk about artificial intelligence in the present era. Now, UPSC has asked a question about artificial intelligence in 2020. Okay. And here is the question for you. With the present state of development of artificial intelligence, artificial intelligence can effectively do which of the following? The options are: bring down electricity consumption in industrial units, create meaningful short stories and songs, disease diagnosis, text to speech conversion, wireless transmission of electrical energy. And you have the options 1, 2, 3 and 5, 1, 3 and 4, 2, 4 and 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So now it is 2023. The question was asked in 2020. Some of the things are changing. But then try to answer me, what would be your answer in this case? Now artificial intelligence has come a long way since 2020. It was the question in 2020. And after that, we have seen that there is generative AI. Now the things have changed. But think about it. What would be the answer of it? You are also free to modify the options a bit, because now it can also be changed as well. But on the basis of these options also, you can give me the answer. Okay, so I will be waiting for your answer in the comment box. Thank you for watching and share it with your friends. Thank you very much.